press conference has just begun. Let's listen in.
The purpose of this press conference, Gujarat and Himachal, the terms of Now can you hear me? Close to the mic. Okay. Right. The Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh, the present assembly terms, they come to an end on 17th January 2013 and 10th January 2013 respectively. You also know, when more than one state assembly term comes to an end, we make announcement for those elections together, and it happens more or less at the same time. In keeping with that established practice, now today we have called you to make announcement about these two state assembly elections. After the 2008 delimitation order, the following is the position about strength of assembly constituencies reserved for SC and ST in these two states. For Gujarat, total number of constituencies is 182, in which reserved for SC are 13, 13. Reserved for ST, 27. For Himachal Pradesh, 68 total, 17 reserved for SCs, 3 for STs. So the elections will be held for these constituencies as per our announcement now. Electoral rolls, you know, we are before the next cut-off date, so the rolls will be held with 1/1/2012 as the qualifying date. However, to enable the people whose names were left out earlier, etc., during the last few months, we conducted one special summary revision in these two states. Special summary revision in which our BLOs went door to door. Enough opportunity was given to the voters, those whose names were left out, to get enrolled. As per that, total number of electors as of today in Gujarat is 3.78 crores. Details will be available in the note. Himachal Pradesh, 4.51 crores. Then we are happy to share with you photo electoral rolls and epics in these two states.
45 lakhs.
No, 45 lakhs. No, 45 lakhs. No, 45.16 lakhs. 45.16 lakhs. Right? It's clear? Okay. Then photo electoral rolls and epic. In these two states have done commendable work. Himachal is 100% in both. Gujarat is short by a fraction of 1%. We have told them to reach that also, so that before the polls, Gujarat also will be reaching 100% both in epic and photo electoral rolls. Next thing is, as has been the practice for all the elections, these elections also will be done with electronic voting machines. For that, first level checks have already been done. Further action also will be taken, duly following all the prescribed procedures for use of the machines. Law and order and deployment of forces. We are making foolproof security arrangements in both the states by deploying adequate strength of central police force as well as state armed police drawn from different states. Besides ensuring proper climate conditions for peaceful polls, they would also be in charge of the storage places where EVMs will be kept after the polls are over until the date of counting. They will also watch in terms of security measures the counting places also. As is a standard practice, Commission will be appointing sufficient number of general observers and expenditure observers, and they will all be specially briefed by the Commission and sent to these places. This time, for both the states, expenditure monitoring measures are taken up in a very elaborate manner. After our introduction of expenditure monitoring instructions, this is the first time these two states are going to the polls. Our thrust area on this front are expenditure monitoring and also paid news. Very recently, we at Commission level called a meeting of the political parties representatives here at Delhi. We had a one-day workshop when they were acquainted with various measures for expenditure monitoring and paid news. So similarly, CEOs at state level, DMs at district level will be calling meeting of political party representatives and also the candidates after the nomination to brief them, acquaint them with all the new instructions of the Commission on these fronts. Some of the things which through you we would like to disseminate to the political parties as well as to the candidates are: candidates will be required to open separate bank account and incur expenditure only from that account. A special workshop will be held by DMs at district level to acquaint them with all the necessary formalities in this regard. Another significant change from the past is, about filing of affidavits by the candidates. In the past, they were required to file 2 affidavits, one for the criminal background, another for their assets and liabilities and educational qualifications. Now, by suitable amendment to the form by way of the rules, a revised Form 26 is introduced, in which it will be only a single affidavit, single format for affidavit with a provision for a summary. It is not necessary for anyone to go through the entire thing. Even by looking at a summary, one will have an idea of the essential features. All these, our elaborate instructions on expenditure monitoring and also the revised format, all these are available on the website of Election Commission. They would be available on the website of CEOs also. Paid news, again, this is also relatively new instructions for these states, though they are not for you. There are 3 committees at different levels. They are called Media Certification and Monitoring Committees at district level, state level and ECA level to monitor the paid news. And when compared to the past, very strict timelines are given to the committees at district level, because suspected cases of paid news are detected basically at district level. So instructions have been given to them, giving timelines in terms of hours, the number of hours to take cognizance, issue notices, take action based on the reply. Regarding conduct of the officials during election period, the Commission expects highest standards of impartiality and neutrality in the conduct of officials engaged in the election work. Their conduct will be under constant watch and scrutiny of the Commission. All police officers of the rank of inspector and above, and all other officers connected with the election work, they shall not be allowed to continue in home districts. Even if they were there normally, they would all be sent out of the home district during this period. Secondly, all police officials of the rank of sub-inspectors who have completed 3 years in a span of 4 years during the last spell shall be transferred out of the subdivision and assembly constituency. State governments have been asked to transfer all officers against whom Commission has recommended disciplinary action in connection with the election work in the previous elections, and they cannot be entrusted with any election work. No officer against whom any charges have been framed in a court of law in any case shall be associated with election work. There is an act for giving protection to the voters belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe called Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1969. Under that, very stringent punishment is provided for people other than scheduled castes and tribes who indulge in intimidation of these people in voting. We have specifically asked state governments to bring the contents of this act to the notice of all concerned, take stringent action against violators. Next thing is about polling stations. So Gujarat this time will have 44,496 polling stations, which is approximately 10% more than the past. Himachal will have 7,252, which is 16% increase over the past. The Commission has also given instructions to ensure that above polling stations, as far as practicable, should be located at ground floor, and ramps should be provided to facilitate physically challenged persons in casting their votes. Then polling parties and randomization, polling parties and staff, they will be suitably randomized by different processes through computer mechanism and allotted to polling stations to ensure transparency. Videography, all important activities connected with the election like filing of nomination, scrutiny, all this will be covered by videography. Model Code of Conduct, this very moment Model Code will come into operation. It shall be enforced strictly. One of the things that will be new for these two states, which we have been practicing in other states of late, is distribution of voter slip to the voters. The voter ID slips with photo of the voters. They will be distributed a few days before the date of the poll by our BLOs at doorstep. This is in addition to the EPIC. For those who might have misplaced the EPIC, etc., this will come in very handy. Secondly, this will also act as a reminder for the voters, because this will be reaching their doorstep just 3 or 4 days before the date of the poll, in which all relevant details, including the name, location of the polling station, will be found. Generally, it is a problem for the voters in urban areas, in areas where there are a number of polling stations in a village or a town to locate the correct polling station. Now they have to make their own enquiries to find out. This way they will come to know. With this, we will also be putting in place a grievance redressal mechanism. The call center, now you are all familiar with that. with number 1950, which is a toll-free number in which all complaints can be registered. If the complainant also gives his cell phone number, he will get a reply through SMS. They can also register complaints on the website. If they give their mail ID, they will get a reply on their mail ID. Now we come to the last and most crucial part of schedule of elections. I shall be very, very slow. Okay, right? Right. So, you have to wait for another half a minute. Generally, how we prepare the schedule of election? It is prepared keeping all relevant factors like the climatic conditions. You know how crucial climatic conditions are in a place like Himachal Pradesh, academic calendar, exams, etc. Then festivals. This is one season when three major festivals, Mogaram, Navaratri, Dasara and Deepavali, they fall during the period. Law and order situation in the state, availability of security forces and time needed for movement of the forces and assessment of other ground realities. Keeping all this in mind, our schedule is worked out. Now, I will first give you the schedule of Himachal Pradesh. Issue of notification, Adhisuchana. This will be, so this was the demand last time. So Adhisuchana, date 10th October 2012, 10 October 2012. This is Adhisuchana. Next, last date for making nominations. नामांकन की आखिरी तारीख 17th October 2012, 17 October 2012 is last date for making nominations. Scrutiny of nominations. नामांकन पत्रा की जांच, उसके लिए 18th October 2012, 18 October 2012. Next, last date for withdrawal. नाम वापसी की आखिरी दिन 20 October 2012, that is 20 October 2012. Date of the poll, मतदान का दिन 4th November, 4 November 2012. Counting of votes 20th December 2012, 20 December 2012. Last date before which process should be completed was 24th December 2012, that is 24 December 2012. This is the schedule for Himachal Pradesh. It's okay? Fine. Next. 20 December 2012 is for counting. Okay? Counting. Okay. This is about Himachal. So Himachal will be held in one phase. That is to be noted. So Himachal election will be held in one phase. Actually, when we went to Himachal, a number of political parties, they represented. In the past, they were held in two phases. You should hold it in one phase. You should also hold it well before the snow season. Keeping all this in mind, the schedule has been worked out. Okay. Next, we come to Gujarat. Gujarat election will be held in two phases. First, issue of notification, Adhisuchana. For the first phase, 17th November 2012, that is 17 November 2012 is for first phase notification. Second phase notification is 23 नवंबर 2012, 23rd November 2012. Then last date for nominations, नामांकन की आखिरी तारीख. No, first phase 24/11/2012, that is 24 नवंबर 2012. For second phase 30 नवंबर 2012, 30th November 2012. Scrutiny of nominations. Johnst, उसके लिए 26/11/2012 for first phase, that is 26 नवंबर 2012, and for second phase 1 तारीख दिसंबर 2012, 1 तारीख दिसंबर 2012. Last date for withdrawal of candidature, नाम वापस की आखिरी दिन. No, 28 November 2012 for first phase, that is 28 November 2012. For second phase 3 December 2012, 3rd December 2012 for second phase. Date of poll मतदान का दिन for first phase 13 December 2012, 13th December 2012. For second phase 17th December 2012, that is 17 December 2012. The counting of votes the same, 20 December 2012, 20/12/2012, and for second phase also the same date, 20 December 2012. आखिरी दिन for election process in both cases 24/12/2012. These are the schedule of the elections. Now, we have few more things we thought we will share with you. There are some highlights in this election. According to our records, the oldest voter surviving in the country, his name is one Shyam Saran. He is in a village by name Kalpa in Kalpa Taluk, Kinnor district. He is one of those who voted in the first election held in October 1951 in that area. He is still there, and we have already given him an epic also, and he will also be hopefully casting his vote in this election. He is 95 years old now. 95 years old. Second, we have the highest polling station in the world. That is also in Himachal Pradesh. Polling station number 72 at a place called Hikam. It is in Lagul and Spliti Assembly Constituency. Lagul and Spiti Assembly Constituency. It is at an altitude of 15,000 feet above sea level. Total number of voters in that polling station are 333. So in addition, we have another very unique feature in Gujarat. In Gir forest, there is a village called Sapnesh Bilyat in Junagadh district, where there is only one voter. His name is Guru Bharat Das. For the sake of this one voter, we have a polling station in that place. The nearest polling station from there is at a distance of 20 kilometers. There was a polling station in that place once. Now only one voter is left. For his sake, that polling station is kept. He will continue to be the one voter polling station. These are the things. If you have anything to ask, you are welcome.
Sir, one question you have asked for the guidelines for media in the state to prevent this paid news.
Yes.
But if we implemented, we have spoken about 3 committees.
Yes.
Will be there.
Yes.
How effective it will be? What will be the motive of writing?
See, paid news is actually a learning process for us also. We try to improve upon our instructions from election to election. As I was mentioning to you during my initial talk, for the first time, not only these committees will be monitoring paid news at district level and state level, the moment they suspect paid news, immediately notice will be given. Notice will be given, giving some very strict timelines, like 48 hours or 72 hours, like that, this kind of a thing. Reply should be obtained and further action will be taken. We hope that our monitoring of the paid news this time would be definitely more effective than in the past. Right? So anything else?
Have been there with the strict people in Gujarat, Godhra, right?
Right.
So has also necessarily already been made by the election commission to include those people who have been displaced.
I was mentioning about the special summary revision which we have conducted during the last 3 months. Actually, next revision is due only after January 1st. There won't be time for people who are left out, etc., to get their names enrolled if it is done in the normal course. It is mainly keeping in view all such leftover cases. Large number of Form 6s, Form 7s were received. If I remember correct, the strength went up by about 1.5%. It went up by about 1.5% in Gujarat. I am sure all the cases which you are referring to also would have been taken care of.
Sir, in Himachal Pradesh, do we have any sensitive or, all the areas are safe as far as Himachal is concerned?
You see, Himachal is a relatively peaceful state. Still, we don't leave anything to chance. We will be constantly looking for any sensitive areas. So far, sensitive constituencies as such have not come up, but still, this will be a continuous watch. Okay? Thank you.